All right, Sherman. You've got quite a story to tell about your pro football experience and growing up in Chicago. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I grew up in the era where everyone thought they should put something back into the soil. I mean, even Jack Johnson come in the playground and talk to you. Then we had Paul Robeson who would come in and talk to you, and then we'd have a principal, Mardell Bowsfield, who was our principal in elementary and high school, who was the founder of the AKA. She's the first woman to graduate from University of Illinois and the first black to graduate from Illinois. Plus, she was the valedictorian of the 1904 class of Illinois.
Where did you go to high school? Where did you go to high school?
I went to Phillips.
Phillips, okay.
Went to Phillips High School with Buddy Young, myself, a few other guys who were there.
And then you went on to University of Iowa?
Went to Iowa, stayed there a year, and I went to University of Nevada, where Martin and Gillum, all of us, ended up there. But then I had a good pro career, 6 years. Mott played with good guys, great guys, Motley and Bill Willis, and some of the guys that were named, Horace Gillum at that time, all over, Otto Graham. And
This is the early 50s, right?
yeah, early 50s. And so after I stopped playing, I scouted for 7 years for the NFL. Then I was teaching. I taught for 32 years. So I was very blessed.
Did you ever think back in the early 50s that the NFL would develop into what it has?
No. I think at that time, Buddy and I and Telefaro and Joe Perry, and we were the only blacks in the league at that time, except for Motley and Willis with the Browns. So there were very few of us at that time. I told guys, no, they couldn't win go south. We couldn't stay with the team. We had to stay with private families, and they can't believe that, but that's what it was at that time. But all that changed, and I think one of the things that helped us was we always had the inspiration of the other guys around us. In New York, Paul Robeson would come to the locker room after the game, Jackie Robinson would come, Cab Calloway, I didn't know he was a football fan.
So you've seen it all.
Yeah,
You've seen
so
it all.
he would come there, and then the Yankees organization, which was, everyone knew was fabulous, and we were part of it. But I think the background, for me, was the Old Timers Club, with Mr. Anderson and Doc James and all those guys, and all the great basketball players that came out of Gary at that time. And I tell my son all the time, we weren't exposed to good athletes, we were exposed to the greatest in the world.
That's right.
Because all the whole Harlem Globetrotters went to Phillips. And Abe took them over after there was a dispute among them, and he called them the Harlem Globetrotters because that was more international.
Right.
But they were the Savoy Big Five before that.
That's all right.
And that's how they got started. And all of them decided that's what they do after. Because when they won the city championship, they couldn't go downstate because they didn't allow blacks to play in Huff's Gymnasium. So they formed their own group, which was the championship team they had with Iron Man and all those guys. And that's how they got started. So all that historical background helped us. So we had Jesse Owens there. After 36, he would come and talk to us. Then you had basketball players like all the Harlem Girls. Then you had the football players, like Bernie Jefferson and Oliver Simmons. So we were getting the best from all that. Even boxing, Jack Johnson was coming to play ground with us. So.
Oh my gosh.
So we had first class all the way. So you couldn't help it. Some of that fall on you. So what I did, I gave it back to the kids. And some of them helped me quite a bit.
It's too bad so many young players today are not familiar with the history as you are.
Well, they're not receptive to the older fellas. They think finances is the main thing, but that's not it. So they don't take the wisdom of older guys. So the thing they say is, well, how much you make? Well, that's not the point.
Right.
Because I don't think we ever asked Paul Ropes how much he made. We didn't ask Jesse Owens how much he made. Joe Louis, lived right there in the community. And that's one of the things I've said is that at my time, all of the guys, all the blacks who were prominent lived right in the black community. And my favorite statement, integration destroyed the black community.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Well, thanks. There's so many great stories to to share and appreciate you taking time. Thanks so much.